It's time for a new way to leave notes. Do you love sticky notes but hate how easy they are to remove? Stop your coworkers from stealing your messages. Leave your ideas forever. Welcome to Stucky Notes, the only sticky note that never ever comes off. Our patented Hyper Mega Glue guarantees that your reminder still looks like a classic sticky note, but has the staying power of a cement statue. Don't forget. Don't forgive. Stucky Notes, dude, it won't come off.
Hello and welcome to our interview portion of the show, sponsored by
Stucky Notes.
I'm Andy Hoffman with TrueScribe and Squigl, and I have one of our fantastic Squigl partners in education joining me today. Faizan is the COO of SmartCore Labs in Houston. So without further ado, Faizan, what can you tell us about your company?
All right, so SmartCore Labs is an amazing STEM enrichment program, right? So that's science, technology, engineering, and math. We've also added the art component for STEAM programs as well. And so we've been focusing on hands-on activities for students kindergarten through high school K through 12. And our program covers really cool topics like 3D printing, video game development, robotics, animation, coding, and so much more. We started SmartCore Labs as an educational institution with the purpose of preparing students for future technology that has been very behind in most schools. My partners, who have been instrumental in the growth of SmartCore Labs, wanted to make sure that their own children had the opportunities to be coders, engineers, animators, or whatever they wanted, and that they had the confidence for these topics at an early age. For the youngest kids, we started implementing reading and math skills through some of our coding and robotics projects as well. Also, when I was in college, I learned about the deep impact of industrial agriculture and what that does to the environment. And I discovered this thing called vertical farming as part of one of my classes. And the more I researched it, the more it appealed to me. So when we started SmartCore Labs, we wanted to teach our students about these impacts on a global scale. So we designed an automated garden project and taught this to a group of junior high students as part of their life sciences curriculum. If you told a 14-year-old version of me that I never had to manually water plants again, I would have jumped at that opportunity.
That's awesome. So what does your curriculum look like recently?
This summer, to be honest, has been amazing. After the past year with everything that's been going on, we could not have asked for a better response from our parents. They have provided tremendous support, and we had a wait list for every week of our summer camp this year. And in fact, we had to hire more staff to support the influx of these new students. So we're hoping to roll these students into our after school and weekend programs to capitalize on their learning experience with us. Whether they want to do it in person or online will be totally up to them, but we're just really excited to have these kids back and working with us again. So far this summer, we have done like chemistry experiments, we made our own fossils in one of our dinosaur camps, we built home automation projects with Arduino and Raspberry Pi, and even did a 3D printing drones class, as I had mentioned earlier before. So it's really awesome to be able to provide such a unique program that covers the entire range of STEAM curriculum, which goes above and beyond most of what any other competitors might be able to offer. So as we transition out of the summer camps and into the fall semester, we'll be teaching Roblox coding, Minecraft modding with Java, app development, game development, and robotics mentoring. We are also really excited for our upcoming stop motion animation courses, where students will storyboard, film, and edit their own videos. We're also looking forward to our local and international partnerships to start rolling out our licensed programs in their schools, as well as online after school and weekend classes, where we have been able to reach kids across the world, the United States, Canada, UK, Middle East, and India, just some of the places. Currently, we are partnering with schools in the greater Houston metropolitan area, as well as educational institutions across the United States and Canada. Our Houston-based lab is where our courses and curriculum are developed by our teachers. We are really proud of the outreach programs that we have had the opportunity to implement in India as well. We have partnered with local private, nonprofit, and some government programs to bring the SmartCore Labs curriculum to areas that do not have easy access to technology education. Our Houston office is sort of the sandbox where we as teachers and adults get to play cool tech, figure out the fun ways of engaging with the kids with hands-on projects. So when we're able to bring these offerings to kids in remote villages, it's so rewarding to see them create video games and stories with programming essentially. So that's really, really fun.
That all sounds amazing. Is there anything else specific you want our audience to know about Smart Core Labs?
For anybody watching this, I would want them to know that this is a tailor-made program for each student in school. Taking this approach makes sure that we are engaging the students in the most relevant and immersive learning. There's an opportunity for every student at Smart Core Labs to learn and explore something new. One of the great things about being part of Smart Core Labs, and one of the most rewarding parts of it, is getting to see my students grow in so many different ways. One of our first students, his name is Daniel, was actually part of a pilot gifted and talented program at one of the school districts that we work with. He started off with basic block coding using a program called Scratch, and now he's creating video games in Python and in this other program called Game Maker Studio. And so it's been really, really cool to see him kind of become a coder, and he's like 9 years old now. So that's really, really cool.
It's always great to hear success stories like that. Do you have any advice for potential new students or parents looking to enroll?
When a student joins the Smart Core Labs program, right, it doesn't matter where their experience is at, whether they're a beginner or whether they are an advanced student. We've created these customized learning paths. So they would start off with like basics in robotics and coding, and there would be an eventual pathway for them to get into like home automation projects, game development, app development, and hopefully that lays a good foundation for them in their adult lives so that they might be able to get into like machine learning, artificial intelligence, data science, applied robotics, cybersecurity, so on and so forth. And so that's sort of the purpose of our program, is to kind of give kids a foundation of technology skills, and they can then apply it into whatever career path that they might be interested in.
That's great advice. If you want to find more information on Smart Core Labs, check out smartcorelabs.com. Thanks for joining me today, Faizan. Well, that'll do it for today's interview portion of the show. But before we move on, I want to remind you viewers that today's segment was sponsored by
Stucky Notes. Stucky Notes. Dude, it won't come off.